All right, welcome scholars. You have chosen to write a medical brochure about depression. And in this brochure that you might pick up at a doctor's office, I want you to include causes, science, symptoms, and treatment for depression. So go ahead and click on box 1 to bring you to the slide. And if you want to take a look at an example of what this brochure might look like, you can click here to look at a brochure about anxiety that includes information about the symptoms, the treatment, and what causes it. So here's examples of signs and symptoms, what causes it, and how is it treated. So this is an example of what your brochure might look like. And keep in mind that if you printed out this brochure, you could fold it kind of in 3 ways in order to have it be just like one that you pick up at the doctor's office. So things you must include are a title for your brochure, your name, a paragraph about the causes of depression in at least 4 sentences, a paragraph about the symptoms of depression and how long symptoms must last, and a paragraph about the treatments for depression. And as well, you need to include at least 3 images. In order to learn a little bit more about the causes of depression, you can either watch one of these 2 videos or click on this article. Why do people get depressed? Before I go into that, I'll just show you, if you want to use this template on the next slide, you want to start off by creating your title. So your title likely would be something like depression, or do I have depression? Something that kind of summarizes what the brochure is going to be like. And you can size it down if it doesn't fit in there. Make it work for you. And then write down your name right here. So underneath causes of depression, you're going to put down 4 sentences about what causes depression based on your research. So this is an article about why do people get depressed. You can listen to it aloud if you'd like to.
The following article is from Kids Health.
And I want you to list at least 3 or 4 things that affect why people get depressed in full sentences. For symptoms of depression, you can go back to this article, second article, Symptoms of Depression, and look up what are some of the things that depression causes in the symptoms. And I'd like you not to just bullet point like they do here, but to actually write it out in full sentences. So you may notice the first bullet point says feelings of sadness, tearfulness, emptiness, or hopelessness. I don't just want to see bullet points. I want to see depression can cause symptoms of hopelessness, loneliness, and sadness. That might be your first full sentence. And then lastly, for treatment for depression, if you go back to the slide and click on treatment for depression, it'll bring you to an article that lists a couple examples of how depression can be treated. And if you look at the headings and read a little bit more about what each of these headings mean, you should be able to come up with 4 full sentences about how you can treat depression. If you are struggling with how to format this, please feel free to click on this arrow for a brochure template with sentence starters. You can simply delete these dots and fill it in. In addition to your 3 paragraphs, I want you to insert photos. So in order to do that, click Insert Image, Upload from Computer, or Insert Image, search the web, and search up any images that may be relevant to what you're talking about. Once you find an image that you like, you can click on it, click Insert, and just resize it and drag it over to where it says Insert Image. Once you have written your 3 paragraphs and inserted 3 images, you are done and can click Submit.